What's good, Psych Edge Nation? Picture this. You're dating someone who's straight up a 10. Think Beyoncé-level charisma, sharp as a tack, and the kind of vibe that makes everyone at the bar do a double take. You're pulling out all the stops. Romantic rooftop dinners, sweet good morning texts with heart emojis, maybe even splurging on courtside tickets to a Lakers game. You're thinking, I'm killing it, I'm basically Prince Charming. But then, out of nowhere, she starts ghosting your texts, canceling plans, and you're left scratching your head like, yo, what the heck went wrong? If this sounds like your life, you're in the right place. Welcome to Psych Edge, where we break down the science of the mind to level up your dating game. Today, we're diving deep into why women lose interest, even when you're doing everything right. And I'm giving you a playbook to keep her hooked without losing your soul. This is gonna be a wild ride, so grab a coffee, settle in for the next 40 minutes, and let's get to it. The attraction paradox, why perfect fails. Here's the tea. Being the perfect boyfriend can actually push her away. Mind-blowing, right? You'd think whining and dining her, being her personal Uber driver and texting "I miss you" every hour would lock her down. But attraction doesn't play by those rules. Women's brains are wired to crave a bit of challenge, mystery, and that spark that keeps things exciting. This isn't about playing games or being a jerk. It's about understanding the psychology behind what makes her tick. Over the next 40 minutes, I'm breaking down the science of why women lose interest, sharing real-life stories from guys in cities like LA, Chicago, and NYC, and dropping 5 key strategies to keep her chasing you while staying true to yourself. By the end, you'll have the tools to create that magnetic vibe that makes her think about you all day, every day. Let's dive into the first piece of the puzzle. Why too nice backfires. The evolutionary roots first up. Let's talk biology, because this is where it all starts. Women's brains are hardwired to seek out partners who stand out as confident, capable, and just a little bit out of reach. This isn't some TikTok trend. It goes back to caveman days. Back then, a woman's survival, and her kids' survival, depended on picking a guy who could fend off danger, bring home the bacon, or like a woolly mammoth, and hold his own in a harsh world. If she chose a guy who was just nice, but couldn't handle business, she was toast. Fast forward to 2025, and even though we've got Amazon Prime and DoorDash, that ancient wiring is still running the show in her subconscious. When you're too nice, like always saying whatever you want, babe, replying to texts in 0.5 seconds, or dropping everything to hang out, her brain might read that as, this guy's trying way too hard. It's not that she doesn't appreciate you. Her attraction instincts are just looking for a little more edge. Hypergamy 101, the instinct driving attraction. This brings us to a fancy word, hypergamy. Don't let it scare you. It just means women are naturally drawn to guys they perceive as having higher value than themselves, whether that's confidence, social status, or charisma. It's why a woman might lose interest if you're always at her beck and call. If you're too available, her brain might think, if he's this easy to get, maybe he's not the full package. Harsh? Maybe, but it's not about her being shallow. It's biology doing its thing. The good news? You don't need a private jet or six-pack abs to pull this off. It's all about how you carry yourself. A guy who acts like he's got options, who doesn't need her to feel complete, is way more attractive than someone who's constantly seeking her approval. Story time. The tale of 2 dates in NYC. Let's make this real with a story. Meet Jake, a Wall Street bro with a penthouse in Manhattan and a Tesla. He meets Sarah at a rooftop bar in Soho, and he's all in. He's sending her bouquets from 1-800-Flowers, booking tables at Michelin-star restaurants, and texting her, "Good morning, beautiful," every day. Sounds like a rom-com, right? But after a month, Sarah's replies get shorter. She's swamped with work, and eventually, she ghosts him. Jake's like, "I did everything by the book." Now meet Ryan, a graphic designer from Brooklyn who's scraping by but has serious game. He meets Sarah's friend Emma at a Williamsburg art gallery. Instead of going overboard, Ryan keeps it chill. He takes her to a dive bar for tacos, teases her about her obsession with oat milk lattes, and doesn't blow up her phone. Emma's texting her group chat, "Who is this guy? Why hasn't he called me yet?" Ryan's got her hooked. Why? Because Jake's vibe screamed, "Please like me," while Ryan screamed, "I'm good either way." That's the difference. Rule number 1. Be the prize, not the pursuer. Here's your first psych edge strategy. Act like the prize. This doesn't mean being a cocky jerk. It means owning your worth and not handing it over like it's Black Friday at Walmart. Women are drawn to guys who seem like they've got their own thing going on. A life, passions, a vibe that says, "I'm cool with or without you." Here's how to pull it off. Don't overchase. After a great date, don't send a novel like, "You're so incredible. I can't stop thinking about you." Try something low-key, fun night. Wanna hit up that new taco spot Thursday? It shows interest without desperation. Own your passions. Whether you're into skateboarding, coding, or brewing the perfect IPA, talk about what lights you up. Let her see you've got a full life, not a void she needs to fill. To keep some mystery. Don't spill your entire life story on date 1. Drop hints about who you are, like mentioning a cool hiking trip without giving her the full itinerary. It's like a Netflix trailer. Give her just enough to want more. Example in action. Imagine you're at a bar in Austin. You meet a girl, have a great convo, and get her number. Instead of texting her the next day with, "Hey, you're so cool, when can I see you?" Wait a day and send, "Yo, that BBQ spot we talked about. Let's check it out Saturday." It's confident, it's chill, and it keeps her intrigued. Story. The LA fitness trainer who nailed it. I know a guy in LA. Let's call him Ethan. A personal trainer who's not exactly rolling in cash but has women lining up. Ethan's secret? He's the prize. He met this girl, Mia, at a Venice Beach coffee shop. Instead of going all out with fancy dates, he invited her to a sunset yoga session he was leading. He teased her about her downward dog, didn't text her for 2 days, and when he did, it was a simple, "You free for a smoothie run?" Mia was hooked, not because Ethan was rich, but because he carried himself like he didn't need her approval. She started texting him first, asking to hang out because he left her wondering, what's this guy's deal? That's the power of being the prize. The science of uncertainty, why it's your superpower. Let's get nerdy for a sec. Psychologically, humans are obsessed with what's just out of reach. It's called the scarcity principle. Think about it. You're way more hyped for a limited edition drop of Jordans than a pair sitting on the shelf at Foot Locker. Attraction works the same way. When a woman's not 100% sure how you feel about her, her brain goes into overdrive. Does he like me? Why hasn't he texted back? Is he out with someone else? That mental energy is what keeps her hooked. But if you're an open book, always available, always texting first, always pouring out your heart, there's no mystery. And her brain checks out like it's binge-watching a show it's already seen. How to create healthy uncertainty. Here's how to use uncertainty without being a jerk. Space out your texts. If she texts you, don't reply in 2 seconds every time. Wait 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and respond like you're busy living your life. For example, if she says, "Hey, how's it going?" Don't write a paragraph. Try, "Yo, just crushed a workout. What's good with you?" Mix up your vibe. Be flirty one day, chill the next. Maybe send a playful meme, then go radio silent for a bit. Keep her guessing about your next move. Don't overshare early. On date 2, don't say, "I'm so into you. You're my dream girl." Let your actions, like planning a dope date or giving a thoughtful compliment, speak louder than words. Real-world tip. If you're in Chicago and you meet someone at a Cubs game, don't text her right after with, "You're so awesome." Wait till the next evening and say, "That game was wild. You free for deep dish pizza this weekend?" It's casual, it's confident, and it keeps her curious. Story: The texting trap in Miami. I had a buddy, Carlos, in Miami who fell hard for a girl named Isabella. After their first date at a South Beach club, he was texting her nonstop. "Good morning, Queen. You looked fire last night." Isabella was polite at first, but her replies got shorter, and soon she was busy every weekend. Carlos was gutted. Then he switched up his game with someone new, Sophia. He'd text once, wait for her to reply, and keep things light, like sending a funny gif about her obsession with Cuban coffee. If she didn't text back, he didn't sweat it. He'd hit up a salsa night with friends or focus on his side hustle. Suddenly, Sophia was texting him first, asking when they'd hang out. Why? Because Carlos wasn't chasing too hard, and that made him magnetic. Rule number 2, pass her tests like a pro. Next up, psych edge strategy number 2. Women are always testing you. Not because they're evil masterminds, but because their subconscious is sizing you up to see if you're the real deal. These tests are like pop quizzes to check your confidence. Maybe she mentions a cute coworker to see if you get jealous. Maybe she cancels plans last minute to see if you'll beg her to reschedule. Or maybe she throws some attitude to see how you react. The key? Stay unbothered and keep your cool. Here's how to ace her tests. Common tests and how to handle them. The comparison test. She says, "This guy at my gym was so funny today." Don't get jealous or try to one-up him. Say something like, "Nice. Sounds like he's got jokes. Bet I could make you laugh harder at karaoke night." It's playful, confident, and shows you're not sweating it. The availability test. She cancels last minute, saying, "Sorry, my friend needs me." Don't text back, "Oh no, when can we reschedule?" Try, "No biggie, catch you later," and go watch the game with your boys. It shows you've got a life. On the attitude test, she's acting cold or snappy. Don't ask, "What's wrong, babe?" Mirror her energy. Be calm, maybe a bit distant, until she comes around. It signals you're not desperate for her approval. Pro tip. If she tests you in a public setting, like giving you sass at a party, don't react emotionally. Smile, say something witty like, "Wow, someone's spicy tonight," and keep vibing with the crowd. It shows you're unfazed. Real-life example. The coffee shop king in Seattle. Let's talk about my boy Dylan, a barista in Seattle who's not exactly Jeff Bezos but has women falling over him. Dylan met this girl, Chloe, at his coffee shop. One day, Chloe tested him by saying, "This guy at my office keeps sending me coffee memes. He's hilarious." Most guys would have panicked, but Dylan just grinned and said, "Cool, he's got meme game. Wait till you see my latte art, though." Chloe laughed, and later she admitted she was just seeing how he'd react. Another time, Chloe canceled a date last minute. Instead of begging, Dylan said, "All good. I'll be at Pike Place with some friends." Chloe was texting him the next day, asking to hang out. Dylan's secret? He never chases too hard, and that makes him irresistible. Why tests matter. These tests aren't about her being manipulative. They're her brain's way of checking if you're confident enough to lead. When you pass by staying cool and collected, you're signaling your high value. Someone who doesn't need her to feel good about himself. That's like hitting the jackpot for attraction. But if you fail by getting clingy or insecure, her subconscious might start thinking, maybe he's not it. Stay in your lane, keep your frame, and you'll keep her interest. Rule number 3. Lead with confidence, not control. Third, psych edge. Strategy. Lead the relationship like a boss, but don't be a control freak. Women love a guy who takes charge, not in a do-what-I-say way, but in a I've got this way. Think of yourself as the director of a movie. You set the vibe, but you make sure she's having a blast in the starring role. When you lead, you're giving her the gift of relaxing into your confidence, which feels safe and exciting at the same time. How to lead without being pushy. Here's how to nail it. Make decisions. Instead of asking, what do you want to do this weekend? Say, let's hit up that new rooftop bar in downtown LA Saturday. It shows you've got a plan. Invite her into your world. Share what you're into. Maybe you're obsessed with vinyl records, craft beer, or hiking Runyon Canyon. Invite her to join your passions, not just hers. Be decisive, not demanding. If she's not into your plan, be flexible. Say, cool, how about that comedy club instead? It's still leading, just with chill vibes. Example. If you're in Boston, don't ask, where should we go tonight? Say, we're checking out that jazz spot in the South End. Wear something dope. It's confident, and it sets the tone. Story. The decisive date in Chicago. I knew a guy, Marcus, in Chicago, who was dating a marketing exec named Lauren. Most guys would have been intimidated by her hustle, but Marcus was different. On their third date, instead of asking what she wanted, he said, "We're hitting up this blues club on the north side tonight. I know you're into live music." Lauren loved it because she could just show up and vibe. No planning required. Over time, she started saying things like, "I love how you always pick the coolest spots." Marcus wasn't controlling her. He was leading with confidence, and it made her feel like she was part of something exciting. Rule number 4. Balance investment like a pro. Here's a bonus. Psych edge strategy. Balance your emotional investment. In any relationship, the person who's investing more, texting first, planning all the dates, bending over backward, has less power. That imbalance can kill attraction. To keep things hot, let her invest in you too. Here's how. Match her energy. If she texts you once, reply once. Don't send 5 texts to her one. Let her initiate. Don't always be the one making plans or calling first. Give her space to reach out. It shows she's into you. Reward her effort. If she plans a date or sends a sweet text, show appreciation but don't go overboard. For example, if she says, "I planned a hike for us," say, "Dope, I'm stoked. Let's do it." Here's the big picture. Psych Edge Nation. Attraction isn't about being the nicest guy, the richest guy, or the guy with the most Instagram followers. It's about owning your value, keeping a bit of mystery, and leading with confidence. Here's your 5-step playbook. 1. Be the prize. Carry yourself like a guy who's got options, even if it's just a mindset. 2. Pass her tests. Stay unbothered when she throws curveballs. It shows you're secure. 3. Lead with confidence. Take charge of plans and vibes, and invite her into your world. 4. Balance investment. Match her effort. Don't overdo it and let her chase you too. 5. Stay unpredictable. Mix things up to keep her excited and engaged. When you nail these, you create that magnetic energy that keeps her texting, calling, and wanting to be around you. It's not about manipulation. It's about understanding how attraction works and making it work for you. Call to action. Level up your game. Alright, Psych Edge Nation, I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're gonna try from this video? Maybe you'll wait a few hours before texting back, plan a dope date with confidence, or stay cool the next time she tests you. Drop it in the comments. Let's get the convo going. If this video flipped a switch for you, smash that like button, subscribe to Psych Edge, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the psychology of attraction. Share this with a friend who's struggling in the dating game, and let's keep leveling up together. Stay sharp, stay confident, and I'll catch you in the next one.